Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this session we're going to cover Indian history one shot through the most important MCQ questions and a lot of extra details for the upcoming SSC CHSL exam 2025, and I hope it will be beneficial for you. So please watch the complete video and make sure to like, share and subscribe my channel. Alright, let's start the session. So the first question, which animal was not known to the people of Indus Valley civilization? Option number C, lion. Seals found at Harappan sites commonly depict the humped bull, buffalo, tiger, and rhinoceros. The only Neolithic site where evidence of a horse has been found is Turkottada, Gujarat. The Harappan scripts remain undeciphered, making their seals the most crucial source of information. Question number 2. The Great Bath was discovered at which site of the Indus Valley civilization? Option number D, Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro, meaning Mound of the Dead, is now located in Sindh province of Pakistan. The Great Bath suggests the existence of a religious practice or ceremonial cleanliness ritual. Lothal, that was located in Gujarat, was the only dockyard site of the Harappan civilization. The famous bronze dancing girl statue was also discovered at Mohenjo-daro. Question number 3. The Vedic term Purohit refers to which administrative functionary? Option number C, Chief Priest. The Senani was the commander of the army in the early Vedic period. The Gramani was the head of the village and initially a fighting unit. The early Vedic period is characterized by pastoral, semi-nomadic life and the tribal assembly, Sabha and Samiti. The word go, that means cow, was frequently mentioned and was a measure of the wealth in the Rig Veda. Question number 4. Which Veda is the collection of melodies and hymns mainly for chanting during sacrifices? Option number D, Samved. The Rig Veda is the oldest Veda containing 1028 hymns and 10 mandalas. The Yajurved deals with the rules and regulations for performing sacrifices. The Atharva Ved contains spells and charms to ward off evil. The phrase Satyameva Jayate is taken from the Mundak Upanishad. These are the extra details you should remember. So the next question. 5. The first Buddhist council was held at which location immediately after the death of the Buddha? Option number C, Rajgriha. The first council, 483 BC, was presided over by Mahakashyap and was sponsored by the king Ajatashatru. The second council was held at Vaishali and the third at Patliputra under Ashok. The fourth council held at Kundalwan, Kashmir, led to the division of Buddhism into Hindu and Mauryan. Tripitaks, three baskets are the core sacred text of Buddhism. 6. Was the founder of the Nanda dynasty which preceded the Mauryas in Magadh? Option number A, Mahapadmananda. Mahapadmananda is considered the first historical emperor of India, also known as Ekrat. Dhanananda was the last Nanda ruler, defeated by Chandragupta Maurya with the aid of Chanakya. The Nanda dynasty was known for its enormous army and immense wealth. The Haryanka dynasty, founded by Bimbisar, was the first dynasty of Magadh. 7. Who was the Greek ambassador sent to the court of Chandragupta Maurya, whose account is preserved in Indica? Option number D, Megasthenes. Megasthenes was sent by the Seleucid king Seleucus Nicator around 302 BC. Indica is a valuable source, though only fragments survive through later Greek writings. Megasthenes referred to Chandragupta Maurya by the name of Sandrocrates. Faxian was a Chinese Buddhist pilgrim who visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II Gupta period. 8. The most important official title used in the Mauryan administration for the district administrator was option number C, Rajuka. The Samaharta was a chief revenue collector during the Mauryan period. The Sannidhata was a chief treasurer managing the state treasury. The Mauryan state was highly centralized with power radiating from the capital Patliputra. Ashoka's concept of Dhamma was an ethical code for social order. Sannidhata was the chief treasurer. Samaharta was the chief revenue collector. 9. The famous rock cut temples of Elephanta are dedicated to which Hindu deity? Option number C, Shiva. The magnificent Trimurti, three-faced sculpture of Shiva is the main attraction of Elephanta Caves. The Elephanta Caves were designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. They are primarily associated with the Kalachuri dynasty, though some suggest Rashtrakuta patronage. The site is also known as the Gharapuri, which means city of caves. 10. Who was the founder of the Gupta dynasty? Option number C, Sri Gupta. Chandragupta I was the first ruler to assume the title of Maharaja Dhiraj, King of Kings. The Gupta era officially began with the accession of Chandragupta I in 320 CE. Samudragupta is famously known as the Napoleon of India due to his military conquest. The Gupta period is referred to as the Golden Age of India due to advancement in science, art, and literature. 11. The iron pillar near Qutub Minar in Delhi, famous for its resistance to rust, was originally erected by which Gupta ruler? Number B, Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya. The pillar records the achievements of king named Chandra, identified with Chandragupta II. Yan, a Chinese traveler, visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. Skandagupta successfully repelled the invasion of Hunas, and the court of Chandragupta II was adorned by the Navaratnas, 9 gems, including Kalidas. 12. The most famous scholar and physician of the Kushan period, who wrote the comprehensive text Charak Samhita, was option number C, Charak. Charak was the court physician of the Kushan king Kanishka I. The Charak Samhita is a foundation text of Ayurveda focused on medicine and surgery. Nagarjuna was a Buddhist philosopher and alchemist, was patronized by the Kanishka. The Kushanas were known for their patronage for the Gandhara school of art. The Kushanas were known for their patronage of the Gandhara school of art. 13. The Sun Temple at Konark was built by which king of the Ganga dynasty? Option number B, Narasimhadev I. The Konark Sun Temple is designed in the shape of gigantic chariot and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also known as the Black Pagoda by European sailors. The Jagannath Temple at Puri was built by Anantavarman Chodaganga. The famous Brihadashra Temple at Thanjavur was built by Rajaraja Chola I. Rajaraja Chola I. The famous Brihadashra Temple at Thanjavur was built by Rajaraja Chola I. 14. The writer of the famous work Harsha Charit, the biography of King Harsha, was option number C, Banbhatta. Banbhatta was the court poet of King Harshavardhan of the Pushyavati dynasty. Huensang or Zhuangzang was a Chinese Buddhist pilgrim who visited Harsha's court. Harsha himself authored 3 Sanskrit plays called Ratnavali, Priyadarshika, and Nagananda. The Chinese traveler visited the famous Nalanda University during Harsha's reign. 15. Who was the founder of the Satavahana dynasty in the Deccan? Option number D, Timok. The Sadhvanas were known for starting the practice of granting tax-free lands to Brahmins and Buddhists. Gautamiputra Satkarni was their greatest king, credited with destroying the Shakas, Scythians. The Sadhvanas primarily used the Prakrit language for their official records and inscriptions. They were the first Indian ruler to issue their coins with the portraits of the rulers. They were the first Indian rulers to issue their coins with the portraits of the rulers. 16. The most prominent deity of the Rig Vedic period was option number C, Indra. Indra was known as Purandar, destroyer of forts, was the rain god and war god. Nearly 250 hymns in the Rig Veda are dedicated to Indra, making him the most important. Agni, god of fire, was the second most important deity, acting as the intermediary between gods and men. Varun was the custodian of the cosmic order of Rita. 17. The Jaina text containing the biographies of the Jaina Tirthankar is known as option number C, Kalpasutras. The Kalpasutras was compiled by the Jain monk Vadrabahu. Jainism recognized 24 Tirthankars with Rishabh as the first, and Mahavira as the 24th, last. The Jain slogan is Ahimsa Paramadharma, non-violence is the supreme religion. That means Jainism was divided into two sects. Number 1, Shitambars, white clad, and Digambar, sky clad or naked. 18. The shore temple at Mahabalipuram was built by which dynasty? Option number C, Pallavas. The temple was built during the reign of Pallav king Narasimha Varman II, Rajsimha, also known as. The temple is a famous example of the Dravidian style of architecture. The Pallavas are famous for their monolithic Rath temples at Mahabalipuram. The Kailashnath temple at Kanchipuram is a notable structure built by the Pallavas. 19. The last great ruler of the Gupta dynasty who successfully resisted the Huna invasion was option number C, Skandagupta. The Vitari pillar inscription details Skandagupta's struggle against the Hunas. The Gupta decline began rapidly after Skandagupta's death. Kumargupta first founded the famous Nalanda University, and the Sudarshan Lake Dam was restored by Skandagupta. 20. The author of the famous historical chronicle of Kashmir, Rastarangani, is the author. Option number C, Kalhan. Rastarangani, River of Kings, is considered the first true historical work in India written in Sanskrit. It was completed in 12th century CE. Jaydev wrote the famous Sanskrit poem Git Govinda. Ban wrote the Harshacharit and Kadambari. Ban Bhatta wrote the Harshacharit and Kadambari. 21. The term Vardhaman is associated with which personality? Option number B, Mahavir. Vardhaman was the original name of Mahavir, the 24th Tirthankar of Jainism. Mahavir attained Kaivalya, supreme knowledge, and became known as the Jina conqueror. Siddharth was the original name of Gautam Buddha. The three Ratnas, three jewels of Jainism are right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Three Ratnas, that means three jewels of Jainism are right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. 22. The earliest example of an inscription written in pure Sanskrit is the option number C, Junagadh rock inscription of Rudradaman I. Rudradaman I belonged to the Saka, Western Satrap dynasty, not the Mauryan or Gupta. The Allahabad pillar inscription is a Prashasti eulogy of Samudragupta composed by Harishan. The Ahal inscription details the achievements of the Chalukya king Pulakeshin II. Ashoka's edicts primarily used Prakrit language in the Brahmi script. Aihola's inscription details the achievements of the Chalukya king Pulakeshin II. Allahabad Pillar inscription is a Prashasti of Samudragupta composed by Harishan. 23. The famous Dashavatar temple of 10 incarnation of Vishnu, is a significant example of Gupta architecture found at option number C, Devghar. The Devghar temple is the best surviving example of Gupta period stone temple, and it features the typical Gupta architectural style of towered shikhar and four-faced design. The Vitargaon temple is famous being one of the earliest surviving terracotta temples. The Buddhist stupa at Sachi were originally commissioned by Ashoka. 44. The Sangam is primarily associated with which region of India? Option number C, South India, Tamil Nadu. The word Sangam referred to as assembly of Tamil poets who flourished under the patronage of the Pandya king. The major kingdoms of the Sangam age were the Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas. The classical Tamil text Tolkapiyam is the oldest surviving work of Sangam literature. Kumpuhar, Kaviripattinam was a famous port city of the early Chola kingdom. Kumpuhar or Kaviripattinam was famous port city of the early Chola kingdom. 25. The Ayal inscription which records the victory of Pulakeshin II over Harsha, who was written by option number C, Ravikirti. Pulakeshin II belonged to the Chalukya dynasty of Badami. The battle between Pulakeshin II and Harsha took place on the bank of river Narmada. The Ayal inscription is a key source for the history of the Chalukyas and their rivalry with the Pallavas. Harishan composed the famous Allahabad pillar inscription of Samudragupta. 26. Which Mauryan ruler adopted Buddhism and promoted its spread during his reign? Option number B, Ashoka. The Kalinga War 261 BC was the turning point that led to Ashoka's conversion to Buddhism. Ashoka appointed officers called Dhamma Mahamatras to propagate his principles. He is credited with building numerous stupas and pillars, including the Sarnath land capital. He sent his son and daughter Mahendra and Sanghamitra to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism. 27. The concept of Four Noble Truths is the foundation of which religion? Number C, Buddhism. The Four Noble Truths were preached by Buddha in his first sermon at Sarnath. The core of the teaching is the dukkha, suffering and cessation through the Eightfold Path. It's not 44, the question number 24, I think. Okay. There is the question number 24. Okay. The Eightfold Path is also known as the Middle Path as it avoids extreme of pleasure and asceticism. The place where Buddha attained enlightenment is Bodh Gaya. 28. The term Uru in the Chola administration referred to option number C, a general assembly of the village. The Sabha or Mahasabha was the assembly of Brahmins in the Chola village. Chola administration was renowned for its efficient system of local self-government at the village level. The Uttaramerur inscription gives detailed information about the Chola local administration. The Chola Empire was famous for its navy and its expansion into Southeast Asia. 29. The famous treatise on statecraft, Arthashastra, was written by option number C, Kautilya. Kautilya, also known as Chanakya or Vishnugupta, was the prime minister of Chandragupta Maurya. The Arthashastra is primarily concerned with Rajmandal, circle of states, and the Saptanga, seven limbs of state. The work discusses espionage, diplomacy, and ideal duties of a king. Panini wrote the famous Sanskrit grammar text Ashtadhyayi. Thirdly, the ancient Indian text on grammar Ashtadhyayi is attributed to option number C, Panini. Ashtadhyayi is a foundation text of the Vyakaran grammar school of Hinduism. It is the oldest known treatise on Sanskrit grammar. Patanjali later wrote the Mahabhashya, a commentary on Panini's works. Bharat Muni wrote the Natashastra, the foundation text of Indian performing arts. 31. The name of the dynasty to which King Kanishka belonged was option number D, Kushan. Kanishka I was the greatest ruler of Kushan dynasty, known for his vast empire extending in Central Asia. He was a great patron of Buddhism and presided over the 4th Buddhist Council. He is credited with initiating the Shaka era in 78 CE. The Kushan era saw the development of the unique Gandhara and Mathura school of arts. 32. The city of Patliputra, modern Patna, was established on the bank of which river confluence? Option number C, Ganga and Shan. The city was originally fortified by Ajatashatru and later made the capital by Ida in Harang dynasty. Patliputra was the capital of Magadh, Mauryan and Gupta empires. The location was strategically important due to its control over rivers, roads and trade. The city's original name was often referred to as Kushumapura or Pushpapura. 33. Which text describes the historical chronicle of the kings of Kashmir from ancient times? Option number C, Rastarangini. Rastarangini is considered a reliable source for religion history due to its approach to its source criticism. The author Kalhan was highly conscious of historical method and accuracy. Harshacharit is the biography of the king Harsha written by Banbhatta. The text provides valuable insights into political and social life of Kashmir. Rastarangini. 34. The Quetul Islam Mosque in Delhi, one of the earliest mosques in India, was built by option number C, Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak was the founder of Mamluk or slave dynasty and the Delhi Sultanate. The mosque was constructed by dismantling and reusing material from 27 Hindu and Jain temples. The Qutub Minar construction was also started by Aibak and completed by Iltutmish. The mosque is built in the Indo-Islamic architectural style. 35. The Ashtapradhan was a council of 8 ministers that assisted the ruler of which kingdom? Option number C, Maratha. The Ashtapradhan was established by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj for efficient administration. The most powerful post was the Peshwa, Prime Minister, followed by the Amatya, Finance Minister. The Vijayanagar kingdom had an advisory body known as the Ashtadiggaz, 8 poets. The Mughal administration was led by the Wazir or Diwan. 36. Which Sultan of Delhi shifted his capital from Delhi to Devagiri, renaming it Dolatabad? Option number C, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was known for its ambitious and unsuccessful project, including the token currency. The capital shift was intended to make the empire more central and easily governable. MBD's court was visited by the famous traveler Ibn Battuta from Morocco. Firoz Shah Tughlaq established the new cities like Firozabad and founded the Diwan-e Khairat charity department. 37. The Mughal emperor who introduced the Mansabdari system was option number C, Akbar. The Mansabdari system was a grading system for military and civilian administration. The two ranks were Jat, personal pay and status, and Sawar, cavalry contingents to be maintained. Akbar also introduced Din-e-Ilahi, a syncretic religion in 1582. The revenue system during Akbar's reign was known as the Japti or Tudormal's Bandobast. Tudormal's Bandobast. 38. The famous traveler Ibn Battuta, who visited India during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, belonged to which country? We know that. Option number B, Morocco. Ibn Battuta's travelogue, Rihla, is a valuable source for the socio-political condition of the Sultanate period. He was appointed by the Qazi, that means judge, of the Delhi by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Marco Polo was a European traveler who visited the Pandyan kingdom in the late 13th century. The official language of the Delhi Sultanate administration was Persian. 39. The author of the famous Persian epic Shahnama, Book of Kings, is option number C, Firdausi. Firdausi was the court poet of Muhammad of Ghazni. Amir Khusro was known as the parrot of India and was a disciple of Nizamuddin Aulia. Al-Biruni wrote the famous Kitabul Hind or Tarikh-i Hind about the Indian life and science. Ziauddin Barani wrote the Tarikh-i Firoz Shahi about the Tughlaq dynasty. 40. The famous Chishti Sufi saint whose shrine Dargah is located in Ajmer is number C, Moinuddin Chishti. Moinuddin Chishti was brought to India during the invasion of Muhammad of Ghori. The Chishti order was the most influential Sufi order in India, were known for its promoting tolerance. Nizamuddin Aulia was a famous disciple of Baba Farid and his Dargah is in Delhi. The Sufi tradition played a major role in integrating Islamic and indigenous Indian beliefs. 41. The city of Vijayanagar, city of victory, was founded on the banks of which river? Option number C, Tungabhadra. The Vijayanagar Empire was founded by the brother Harihar and Bukka in 1336 century. The empire was later defeated in the Battle of Talikota 1565, which led to its decline. Krishnadev Raya was the greatest ruler of Tulu dynasty of Vijayanagar Empire. The term Astadiggaj refers to 8 literary luminaries in the court of Krishnadev Raya. 42. Who was the founder of the independent Bahmani kingdom in the Deccan? Number C, Alauddin Hasan Bahman Shah, Hasan Gangu. The Bahmani kingdom was founded in 1347 century after revolting against Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The kingdom later split into the 5 Deccan sultanates: Bijapur, Golconda, Ahmednagar, Berar and Bidar. The Bahmani and Vijayanagar kingdoms were constant rivals over the fertile Raichur Doab. Muhammad Gawan was a famous and able prime minister of the Bahmani kingdom. 43. Which Sikh Guru compiled the Adi Granth, the holy scripture of Sikhism? Option number B, Guru Arjan Dev. Guru Arjan Dev was the 5th Guru and he built the Harminder Sahib Golden Temple in Amritsar. He was executed by the Mughal Emperor Jahangir for helping his rebellious son Khusrau. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru, formalized the Sikh faith and founded the Khalsa in 1699. Guru Nanak Dev was the founder of Sikhism and the first Guru. 44. The famous Buland Darwaja, Gate of Magnificence, at Fatehpur Sikri was built by the Akbar to commemorate his victory over option number C, Gujarat. The Buland Darwaja is the massive main entrance to the Jama Masjid at Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri was Akbar's short-lived capital, known for its unique Indo-Islamic architecture. Akbar is buried in a beautiful tomb of Sikandar near Agra. The capital was shifted back to Agra due to a shortage of water at Fatehpur Sikri. 45. The system of land revenue known as Japti or Dashala was introduced during the reign of Akbar by option number C, Raja Todarmal. The Japti system involved measuring the land and fixing the revenue based on the average produce of the last 10 years. Raja Todarmal was Akbar's finance minister, Diwani Ashraf. The Jagirdari system was a form of land grant given to Mansabdars in lieu of their salary. The Mughal Empire relied heavily on agricultural land revenue as the main source of income. 46. The court poet of Alauddin Khilji, often called the parrot of India, was Option number B, Amir Khusro. Amir Khusro was credited with the invention of the musical instruments sitar and the tabla. He served under nearly 7 different sultans of Delhi Sultanate. Alauddin Khilji is famous for introducing market control and price control policies. Minhaj-e-Siraj wrote the Tabaqat-e-Nasiri, an important source for the early slave dynasty. 47. The term Iqta in the Delhi Sultanate administration refers to option number C, land assigned to military commanders. The Iqta system was an assignment of land in lieu of cash salary to the nobility and officers. The holder of Iqta was called the Iqtadar or Mukti. The system was established and formalized by Iltutmish in the early 13th century. A system aimed at the maintaining law and order while collecting revenue efficiently. 48. The famous Gateway of India in Mumbai was built to commemorate the arrival of which royal figure? Option number C, King George V and Queen Mary. The Gateway of India was built in Indo-Saracenic style and completed in 1924. King George V visited India for the Delhi Darbar of 1911, where the capital shift was announced. The capital of India was formally shifted from Calcutta to Delhi in 1912. The India Gate in New Delhi is a war memorial dedicated to Indian soldier who died in World War First. Formally shifted from Calcutta to in 1912. Okay. Formally shifted. 49. Which of the following Mughal emperors was known as the Jinda Pir or the living saint? Option number C, Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb earned the title of Jinda Pir due to his simple living and strict adherence to Islamic law. He reimposed the jizya tax on non-Muslims, which Akbar had abolished. The Mughal Empire reached its maximum territorial extent under the Aurangzeb. He died in Ahmednagar in 1707, marking the end of powerful Great Mughals. 50. The Moti Masjid, Pearl Mosque at the Red Fort, Delhi, was built by option number C, Aurangzeb. The Moti Masjid at the Red Fort was built for private use for the emperor and his ladies. The Jama Masjid in Delhi was built by Shah Jahan, who built the Red Fort itself. Shah Jahan's reign is considered the golden age of Mughal architecture. The Red Fort Lal Killa was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2007. 51. The famous Battle of Kanwa in 1527 was what? Between Babur and number C, Rana Sanga. The Battle of Panipat 1526 was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, marking the start of Mughal Empire. The victory in the Battle of Kanwa ensured that Mughals' rule was consolidated in India. The Babur used the Tulghuma flanking war strategy effectively in his battle. Hemu was defeated by Akbar's forces in the Second Battle of Panipat 1556. 52. The term ulema in medieval India society referred to option number C, scholars of Islamic sacred law. The ulema were influential as they advised the Sultan on religious and legal matters. Rulers like Alauddin Khilji and Akbar often tried to curb the excessive influence of the ulema. The Sadr-us-Sudur was the chief ulema in the Mughal court responsible for religious endowment. The Qaji-ul-Quwat was the chief justice of the Sultanate or Mughal Empire. 53. Who was the most important Bhakti saint in Maharashtra credited with the translating the Bhagavad Gita into Marathi? Option number B, Sant Dhananashar. Saint Dhananashar wrote the Dhananashari, a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhakti movement focused on the spiritual equality of all, irrespective of caste. The Varkari tradition in Maharashtra entered on the deity Vithoba, a form of Vishnu. Sant Tukaram was a contemporary of Shivaji and known for its devotional abhangas. 54. The Battle of Plassey 1757 was fought between the British forces led by the Robert Clive and option number C, Sirajuddaula. The Battle of Plassey was a decisive victory giving the British political foothold in Bengal. Major 4, the commander-in-chief betrayed Sirajuddaula, leading to the Nawab's defeat. The battle led to the establishment of puppet Nawab Mirza IV under the East India Company. The revenue gained from Bengal financed the British expansion into the other parts of India. 55. The Mughal emperor who granted the British East India Company the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha was option number C, Shah Alam II. The grant was formalized under the Treaty of Allahabad in 1765 after the Battle of Buxar. The Diwani granted the right to collect revenue, effectively giving the East India Company control over the region's finances. Farrukh Share issued the famous Farman in 1717, granting the East India Company duty-free trade rights in Bengal. The Battle of Buxar 1764 was fought between the British and the combined forces of Mir Qasim, Sujadullah and Shah Alam II. 52nd. The historical text Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi was written by option number C, Ziauddin Barani. Ziauddin Barani was a historian during the reigns of Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. The book is primarily source for the history of the Tughlaq dynasty. Ibn Battuta's account Rihala is another valuable source for the Tughlaq period. The book ends with the first 6 years of Firoz Shah Tughlaq's reign. 57. The Mughal prince who commissioned the construction of the Taj Mahal in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal was option number C, Shah Jahan. The Taj Mahal is located on the bank of Yamuna River in Agra. The chief architect is often credited as Ustad Ahmad Lahari. Shah Jahan's reign is known for the extensive use of Petredura inlay work with semi-precious stones. Shah Jahan was later imprisoned by his son Aurangzeb in the Agra fort. 58. The first battle of Panipat in 1526 marked the beginning of which dynasty in the rural India? Easy question. Option number C, Mughal dynasty. The battle was fought between the Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, the last Lodi Sultan. Okay, the Babur utilized gunpowder and military and artillery, which proved decisive against the Lodi's forces. The battle ended with the Delhi Sultanate period in North India. The second major battle fought by Babur was the Battle of Khanwa against the Rana Sanga. 59. The great Rajput ruler who performed the two Ashwamedha Yajnas and was the patron of Sanskrit literature was option number C, Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad of Ghori in the second battle of Tarain 1192. The first battle of Tarain 1191 saw the defeat of Muhammad of Ghori by Prithviraj Chauhan. The defeat in the second battle of Tarain was crucial, leading to the establishment of Turkish rule in North India. Rana Sanga was defeated by Babur in the battle of Khanwa 1527. Already we see that. 60. Who was the most important Sufi saint of the Qadri order, known for his liberal and syncretic views? Number C, Mia Mir. Dara Shikoh was the elder brother of Aurangzeb and a follower of the liberal Qadri order. He translated the Upanishad into Persian under the title Sir-e-Akbar, the Great Secret. Mia Mir was a famous Qadri saint who laid the foundation stone of the Golden Temple. Dara Shikoh was executed by Aurangzeb after the Battle of Samugarh in 1658. 61. The first ruler of the Delhi Sultanate who insisted that the state should be based on Persian tradition and military strength was number C, Balban. Balban introduced the customs of Sijda and Paibos. He established the Diwani Arts. He suppressed the power of Chahalgani, group of 40 Turkish nobles. His main focus on restoring the prestige of the Sultan and maintaining internal order. 62. The famous Gol Gumbaj, the Whispering Gallery, with the world's second largest dome, is located at option number C, Bijapur. Gol Gumbaj is the tomb of Muhammad Adil Shah, the Sultan of Bijapur, one of the Deccan Sultanate. It is the masterpiece of Deccan architecture, famous for its enormous dome and acoustic features. The city of Hyderabad is famous for the Charminar, built by the Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. The tomb exemplifies the independent architectural style developed in the Deccan Sultanate. 63. The Chola king who adopted the title Gangaikonda Cholapuram, Gangaikonda Chola, conqueror of the Ganga, after his victory over North India was option number B, Rajendra Chola first. Rajendra Chola first expanded the Chola Empire into Southeast Asia. He built the new Chola capital, Gangaikonda Cholapuram, and a massive irrigation tank here. Raja Chola first built the famous Brihadeshwar temple at Thanjavur. The Cholas were known for their strong navy and their efficient village administration. 64. The medieval poet Amir Khusro was a disciple of which famous Sufi saint? Option number C, Nijamuddin Aulia. Nijamuddin Aulia belonged to Chishti Sufi order and his shrine is in Delhi. Okay, it's important. Khusro is often credited with having invented in Sita. Okay, Khusro wrote extensively in both Persian and Hindi. Khusro wrote extensively in both Persian and Hindi, hardly Urdu and Hindi. Okay. 65. The term Karkhanas in the Mughal administration referred to option number B, royal factories or workshops. Karkhanas were central to the Mughal economy, producing goods for the Mughal court and army. The Diwani and Diwani Khas, private residence hall, were key parts of the Mughal palace architecture. The Mughal period saw the growth of extensive overload and maritime trade. 66. The Peacock Throne was constructed by the Mughal Emperor Dash. Option number C, Shah Jahan. The Peacock Throne was famous for its opulence, featuring the legendary Kohinoor at diamond. It was taken away from India by the Persian invader Nadir Shah in 1739. The reign of Shah Jahan is often called the golden age of Mughal architecture. 67. The permanent settlement of 1793 was introduced by option number C, Lord Cornwallis. The permanent settlement was introduced in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. It made the jamindars, landlords, the permanent owners of the land, provided they paid a fixed revenue to the East India Company. The system was also known as the Jamindari system and created a class loyal to the British. The other two major land systems were Raithwari, introduced by Thomas Monro, and Mahalwari. 68. The Diwani rights over Bengal, Bihar and Odisha were granted to the British India Company after which treaty? Option number B, Treaty of Allahabad, 1765. The Treaty of Allahabad was signed between the East India Company, Nawab Shujadullah, and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. The Diwani right gave the British the authority to collect revenue, fiscal administration. The defeat in the Battle of Buxar 1764 led directly to this crucial treaty. Robert Clive served as the governor of Bengal during this critical period. 69. The doctrine of lapse, which accelerated the annexation of Indian state, was primarily enforced by option number C, Lord Dalhousie. The first state annexed under the doctrine of lapse was Satara in 1848. The policy started that if an Indian ruler died without a natural heir, his territory would lapse to the British. Lord Wellesley introduced the subsidiary alliance, another major policy for annexation. The doctrine of lapse was a major cause contributing to the revolt of 1857. 70. The first Indian National Congress session in 1885 was presided over by option number C, W.C. Banerjee. The INC was founded by a retired British civil servant Alan Octavian Hume. The first session was held in Mumbai at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit College. The first session was attended by 72 delegates from across India. The initial demand of the early Congress leaders was for more representation in the Legislative Council. 71. Who was the Viceroy of India when the partition of Bengal took place in 1905? Number C, Lord Curzon. The official reason given for the partition was administrative convenience, but the real motive was to divide Bengali Hindus and Muslims. The partition led to the launch of Swadeshi movement, boycott movement. The partition was finally annulled in 1911, led by Lord Hardinge. The first session that adopted the Swadeshi resolution was the Benares session, 1905. 72. The Ghadar Party was founded in 1913 at San Francisco, USA by option number C, Lala Haradal. The Ghadar Party's main objective was to overthrow the British rule in India through an armed revolution. The party was primarily composed of Punjabi immigrants in the USA and Canada. The Ghadar movement was closely linked to the Komagata Maru incident in 1914. The party published a weekly paper called Ghadar in Urdu and Punjabi. 73. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in which city on April 3rd in 1919? Option number C, Amritsar. The massacre was ordered by General Reginald Dyer on the festival of Baishakhi. The crowd was protesting the arrest of two leaders, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu and Dr. Satyabhat. The incident led to the formation of the Hunter Commission to investigate the atrocities. The Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood in protest against the massacre. 74. The non-cooperation movement was suspended by the Mahatma Gandhi due to which violent incident? Option number A, Chori Chora incident. The Chori Chora incident took place in Gorakhpur, UP in 1922, where a police station was set on fire. The non-cooperation movement was launched in 1920 with the aim of achieving Swaraj, self-rule. The movement included the boycott of foreign goods, government schools and courts. The INC leaders like C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party after the movement's suspension. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party. 25. Who was the founder of the Forward Bloc Party in 1939? Option number C, Subhash Chandra Bose. The Forward Bloc was formed after Subhash Chandra Bose resigned as the president of INC at the Tripoli session 1939. Bose advocated for a more aggressive approach against the British. Bose later escaped India in 1941 and reorganized the Indian National Army. He gave the famous slogan, "तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आज़ादी दूंगा." Give me blood and I shall give you freedom. 76. The Pune Pact of 1932 was signed between Mahatma Gandhi and number B, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The Pune Pact was signed concerning the issue of separate electorate for the depressed classes. The pact led to the grant of reserved seats for the depressed classes in the general electorate. B.R. Ambedkar participated in all three round table conferences in London. 77. The Do or Die slogan was given by Mahatma Gandhi during which movement? Number C, Quit India movement. The Quit India resolution was passed in Bombay on August 8, 1942. The movement saw the arrest of all major Congress leaders, leading the spontaneous mass uprising. The British operation to arrest the Congress leaders was called Operation Zero Hour. The movement is also referred to as the August Revolution. 78. The Champaran Satyagraha 1917 was launched by Mahatma Gandhi to protest against the compulsory cultivation of number C, indigo. The Champaran Satyagraha was Gandhiji's first civil disobedience movement in India. The system was known as the Tinkatiya system, where farmers had to cultivate indigo on 3/20 of their land. Rajendra Prasad and J.V. Kripalini were notable associates of Gandhi in Champaran. The movement successfully led to the abolition of exploitative in Tinkatiya system. Okay. 79. Who was the only Indian to attend all three roundtable conferences 1930, 31, 32? Option number C, B.R. Ambedkar. Mahatma Gandhi attended only the second roundtable conference 1931. The first conference was boycotted by the Congress due to the ongoing civil disobedience movement. The conferences were held in London to discuss constitutional reforms in India. The government's proposals from a conference formed the basis of the Government of India Act 1935. 80. The Brahma Sabhas was founded in Calcutta in 1828 by option number C, Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Raja Rammohn Rai is also known as the father of modern India or the father of Indian Renaissance. The Brahmo Samaj was a monotheistic movement and a major force in social reform. Swami Dayananda Saraswati founded the Arya Samaj and gave the slogan "Go back to Vedas." Raja Rammohn Rai's effort led to the abolition of sati in 1829 by Lord William Bentinck. 81. The Servants of Indian Society was founded in 1905 by C. Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was considered the political guru of Mahatma Gandhi. The society aimed at training nationalists for the service of India. Okay, not important. Founders were only moderate leaders who focused. Okay, not important. The moderatist phase of the Congress dominated from 1885 to 1905. 82. Who was the Viceroy of India when the Indian National Congress was formed in 1885? Number C. Lord Dufferin. Lord Dufferin's tenure was from 1884 to 1888. Lord Ripon is famous for the Ilward Bill controversy and introducing local self-government in 1882. The early INC leader often referred to the formation of the party as a safety valve for British rule. The founding of the INC is a major landmark in the history of Indian nationalism. 83. The revolutionary who was executed along with Bhagat Singh and Rajguru in 1931 was number B. Sukhdev. Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev were executed on March 23, 1931 in the Lahore conspiracy case. They were found guilty of killing British police officer Saunders to avenge the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. Bhagat Singh was associated with the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association (HSRA). Their execution date is observed as the Shahid Divas, Martyrs' Day, 23rd March. 84. The first Governor General of Independent India was option number C. Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten served as the last Viceroy and the first Governor General of Independent India 1947 to 1948. C. Rajagopalachari was the only Indian and the last Governor General of India 1948 to 1950. The Indian Independence Act 1947 formally ended the British rule. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India. 85. The famous declaration by which of the British government proposed the creation and a constituent assembly was the option number C. Cabinet Mission Plan. 1946. The Cabinet Mission Plan came to India in 1946 and included Lord Pethick Lawrence, Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander. It proposed a federation of British India provinces and princely states. The Cripps Mission 1942 failed because it offered dominion status after the Second World War. The proposal of a constituent assembly was initially rejected by the Muslim League. 86. The first railway line in India was opened in 1953 connecting Mumbai with option number C. Thane. The first train ran a distance of 34 kilometers. The railway expansion was carried out during the tenure of Lord Dalhousie. Dalhousie is often called the father of Indian railways. The introduction of railway accelerated the economics and administrative integration of India. 87. Who was the president of Indian National Congress when India achieved independence in 1947? D. J.B. Kripalani. J.B. Kripalani presided over the Congress session from 1946 to 1947. The special session of INC 1947 was just held before independence. The Lahore session 1929 presided over by Jawaharlal Nehru, demanded Purna Swaraj, complete independence. The Karachi session 1931 presided over the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, adopted the resolution of fundamental rights and the national economic program. Very important details. 88. The Indigo Revolt, Nil Vidrah in Bengal took place in which year? Option number B, 1859 to 60. The play Nil Darpan by Dinabandhu Mitra vividly depicted the miseries of the Indigo cultivators. The revolt was largely non-violent but was brutally suppressed by the British. The British established the Indigo Commission to investigate the problems of the cultivators. 89. The first law to bring about significant constitutional changes in the governance of the India after the revolt of 1857 was the option number C, Government of India Act 1858. The Government of India in 1858 ended the rule of East India Company and transferred power to the British Crown. The post of Governor General was replaced by the Viceroy. Lord Canning became the first Viceroy. The Board of Control and Code of Directors double government was abolished. A new office, the Secretary of State for India, was created in the British Cabinet. And the first session of the Indian National Congress was originally scheduled to be held in which city? Option number B, Pune. The venue was changed to Bombay due to the outbreak of a cholera epidemic in Pune. First session was presided over W.C. Banerjee. Okay. The early leaders used constitutional means like petitions, prayers, and protests. 3 P's. 91. The revolutionary known as the Frontier Gandhi for his non-violent resistance in the northwest frontier province was option number A, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Khan Abdul Ghaffar. A and C are the same. Okay. A and C is the same option. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan is the correct answer. He was the founder of Khudai Khidmatgar, Servants of God movement, also known as the Red Short. He was a staunch follower of Mahatma Gandhi and his non-violent methods. He strongly opposed the partition of India in 1947. He was the first non-Indian to receive the Bharat Ratna award in 1987. 92. The famous book Poverty and Unbritish Rule in India, which propounded the drain of wealth theory, was written by option number C, Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji was the first Indian to be elected to the British House of Commons. He was the president of INC three times, 1886, 1893, 1906. He is also known as the Grand Old Man of India. 93. The first Muslim to be elected as the president of the Indian National Congress was option number C, Badruddin Tebji. Badruddin Tebji presided over the third INC session held in Madras in 1887. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the youngest person to become the INC president in 1923 and served the longest term 1942-1946. The early INC had leaders from diverse religion and regional backgrounds. The INC officially adopted the policy of appealing to the communities from the beginning. 94. The famous Home Rule League movement in India was started by Balgandhar Tilak and C. Annie Besant. The movement was launched in 1916 to demand self-government home rule for India within the British Empire. Tilak's league was based in Maharashtra and Karnataka, while Besant's league covered the rest of India. Annie Besant was the first woman president of INC, Calcutta session 1917. The movement was inspired by the self-rule movement in Ireland. 95. Who was the Viceroy of India when the Government of India Act 1935 was passed? Option number B, Lord Willingdon. The Government of India Act 1935 was the last major constitutional status passed by the British Parliament before independence. It introduced provincial autonomy and proposed an all India federation which never materialized. The act introduced diarchy at the center and abolished it at the provincial level. The act is a major source for the current constitution of India. 96. The August Offer of 1940, which promised the expansion of the Viceroy's Executive Council, was given by option number B, Lord Linlithgow. The offer was made to secure the cooperation of Indians in the Second World War. It offered the promise of Constituent Assembly only after the war. The offer was rejected by the Congress because it didn't guarantee immediate self-government. The rejection of the offer led to the launch of individual Satyagraha by Gandhiji. The drain of wealth theory primarily criticized the British for option number B, export of revenue without adequate economic return. The home charges payment made in England by the Indian government were a major component of this drain. The theory was popularized by the early leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji and R.C. Dutt. The social reformer who vehemently supported widow remarriage and helped pass the Widow Remarriage Act of 1856 was option number C, Ishwar Vidyasagar. The Widow Remarriages Act was passed in 1856 during the tenure of Lord Dalhousie, who passed under the Lord Canning. Vidyasagar was an educationist and a champion of women's rights in Bengal. Raja Rammohn Rai was instrumental in the abolition of sati in 1829. The social reform movements played a crucial role in the national awakening. The final boundary between India and Pakistan in 1947 was demarcated by the option number C, Radcliffe Line. Sir Cyril Radcliffe was the chairman of the Boundary Commission for Bengal and Punjab. The Durand Line demarcates the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. The partition was based on the two-nation theory proposed by the Muslim League. 100. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, MNREGA, traces its philosophical roots to the economic ideas of number C, M.K. Gandhi. The act was passed in 2005 and guarantees 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to rural households. It aligns with Gandhi's focus on rural economy, decentralized development, and labor dignity, where Ambedkar's emphasis on social justice and reflects in the provision for equal wages for women. So that's all for today, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can download PDF from my Telegram channel. The link in the description. Alright, keep watching, keep learning. See you in the next video. Thank you.